Good morning, class. I am Christine Joy de Castro, your demonstrator for today. Our topic for today is Ang Huling Tula na Isusulat Ko Para Sa'yo by Juan Miguel Severo. The poem Ang Huling Tula na Isusulat Ko Para Sa'yo is a type of spoken poetry that is very popular in today's time. According to Wikipedia, a spoken poetry is a performance that is word based. You are performing it in front of many people. Get it? Yeah. Now let's move on to the back. Juan Miguel Severo, he was a TV actor. He was born on August 14, 1988 in Malabon, Philippines. He is a Filipino actor and spoken word artist who came to fame playing Rico on the comedy series On the Wings of Love. He received increased attention for his spoken word art when his piece Ang Huling Tula ni Sulat Ko Para Sa'yo went viral in 2015. Now let's move on to the poem, right? We have here, it was translated in English by Francis Cesar Terrato. Okay, so the original of this poem is Tagalog. Right. So let me just read it first, okay? So this will be the last poem I will ever write for you. I promise. And yes, I don't know how long it would be, or if it would fit in one piece, how many pages, how many minutes it would take. So it's possible that I won't memorize it immediately, but I promise. This will be the last poem I will ever write for you. I swear. Even if it takes me all night, I won't sleep a wink. I will use up every word that might possibly rhyme with your name or whatever I called you. Love, darling, baby, babe, mine, sweetie, honey, sugar, cupcake, angel, pew, boo, hot tub, and what else? I don't care if it takes a million stanzas, but I can't just let these words continue to live inside of me. So I swear this will be the last poem I will ever write for you. I will start at the very beginning at how you smiled at me and asked me where I lived. You didn't mind the cobwebs on my wall, didn't balk at the cockroach that suddenly appeared when you visit. But you also didn't look at the books that lay beside my bed, also asleep, and back then my only companions. I will start at the very beginning, at how you hugged me when I told you I love you, at how you kissed my forehead and I said, I treasure you. And the fool that I was elated because I hadn't yet realized that I didn't want to be treasured. I don't want to be treasured. Next is we have I am not an antique mirror that you've owned for years. The that you only look at to remind yourself that you're beautiful. I don't want to be treasured. I am not your cell phone that you only take out of your pocket when you need a solution to whatever your loss of connection to your word that has become so vast to give you any more attention. I don't want to be treasured. I am not some necklace that you only wear to upper class occasions. In, in situations when you feel incomplete, to be put back inside a box when you go to bed at night, for fear that my embrace may suffocate you in your sleep, or to be put back in a box in a corner of your closet for fear that I might be stolen by others. I don't want to be treasured. What I want is to be loved. What I need is to be loved. I need you to love me like your morning coffee, accepting the bitter and the sweet, needed for warmth but not tossed aside for giving cold, growing cold. I need you to love me like your own office, knowing by heart which does not which does what? Knowing by heart where something is tucked away. Knowing by heart by hidden blades, intent, felt secrets. Blades, intent, felt secrets. I need you to love me like your pillow at night. Your pillow that you embrace in the cold. You lean to in spite of the heat. and you whisper your secret dreams too. I don't want to be treasured. What I want is to be loved. What I need is to be loved. And I used to write just to make you love me, so forgive me. But I will write until I've used up all the words that might possibly rhyme with your name. Forgive me, but I will write for you to forgive me. Because someone once told me that a person who does not forgive will never be able to write so my love this time. On this last time that I will write you a poem. Let's make a pact. I will forgive you, but you must forgive me too. Forgive me for crying, and I will forgive you for not shedding a tear. Forgive me for chattering, and I will forgive you for not saying a word. Forgive me for not leaving, and I will forgive you for not staying. Forgive me for not forgetting you, and I will forgive you for not choosing me. Love, let's make a pact. I will forgive you, but you must forgive me too. Forgive me for not letting go, and I will forgive you for not holding on. Forgive me for not pulling away, and I will forgive you for not getting too close. Forgive me for not giving up, and I will forgive you for not taking a chance. And I will for and forgive me for not hating you, and I will forgive you for not loving me. Love, let's make a pact. I will forgive you, but you must forgive me too. So I can at last finish this poem that has lived here too long. And forgive me if it ends up too lengthy, and if the words are too flowery, but I swear, this is the last one, the last one, the last one, the last one. I will start again at the very beginning at how you smiled at me and asked me where I lived. I will start again at the very beginning at how you smiled at me. I will start again at the very beginning. I will start again. This is the last poem I will write for you. No, that's not right. This is the last poem I have written about you. I loved you and I have nothing left to give. Ah, so this poem is um a good poem for me, plus because you can feel the emotion of the author, right? When he write this poem to his ex. Okay, let's go to the elements of poetry. We have a stanza, a group of lines in a poem. Meter, a specific regular rhythmic structure in poetry. Line, a single row of words in a poem, similar to a sentence. Rhyme, the repetition of similar sounds at the end of the lines. Imagery is a poetic element that adds interest and appeal to any piece of poetry. Tone, the poem is related to how a poet brings his message across. Mood, the overall feeling that a reader gets from the poem. Theme, the theme in the poem is the main idea that the author wants to convey through his poetry. So now let's go to the analysis of the poem. So we have here, wait a minute, right? Let me just wait. Okay, okay. So we have here stanza. How many stanza are there in this poem? I think there is let's count first. One, two, right, wait, let me just write it. So you have one, two, three, four, so we have five, six, seven, eight, and nine. So we have nine stanza. All right. So the meter, so or the form of this poem is a free verse, so it doesn't have any meter, rhyme, etc. All right? So now let's move to the theme of the story: love, pain, affection. So, what is the reason why it is the theme of the story is love? So, it is because love, because the author really loved his ex. He truly loved his ex that much. Pain, the pain of the author, or yeah, the pain of the author on how he was affected on the situation that he faced. Affection, of course, affection of number one is we have affection because we can see that the author is um he gets a lot of emotional sorrow. All right, did you get it? So we have love, pain, and affection. So that is the theme, the three theme that we can get to this poem, right? So we have here figure of speech. Simile is a figurative type of speech that compares two different things using the word like, as, or than. Metaphor is a way of describing something by saying it is something else, without using like or as. This figure of speech makes a direct comparison between two different things to create a vivid picture or deeper understanding. Hyperbole uses extreme exaggeration to emphasize a point, add emotion, or create humor. Personification, of course, it is a form of figure of speech where human characteristics are given to non-human, like objects, animals, or abstract ideas. Synecdoche is a type of figurative speech where a part of something is used to represent the whole. Alliteration is a literary tool where the same consonant sound is repeated at the beginning of several terms close to each other. Repetition is a literary device in which a word or phrase is repeated two or more times. So now let's take a look at the poem again. So now let's go to the analysis of figure of speech, guys. So we have here, I just, you know, highlighted first this, right? This part, class. What do you think is the present figure of speech here? Even if it takes me all night, I won't sleep a wink. I will use up every word that might possibly rhyme with your name or whatever I called you. In in Tagalog, guys, is abutin man ako ng umaga dito, hindi ko ipipikit ang mga matang ito. Ubusin ko ang lahat ng mga salita na posibleng tugma sa pangalan mo o anumang tawag ko sa'yo. So that is the in Tagalog way, right? So we can see here, class, that I won't sleep a wink. So what do you think? He just stay up night without a wink writing a poem like that. He just stay at night writing very well, writing, or he just want to finish it without a wink. So he just like that. He just stare. He just open his eyes like that without a wink. So that is make this um this part is exaggerated, right? Extreme exaggeration, right? So this is an example of hyperbole, right? You get it? So I hope so. Next, in this part, again, I highlighted this part again, class. So what do you think is the present um figure of speech here? Anyone? Oh, so this the present figure of speech here is metaphor. Why? Because as you can see, even though there is, this is an example of metaphor. Why? Because we have here the word antique, or I am not an antique. I am not your cell phone. And I am, wait, I am not some necklace. So what do you think with it, class? It just describing, all right? Describing or say something else without using like or as. So this part, class, that, yeah, this part, or like that, it was directed to the author. So direct comparison between two different things to create what? To create vivid picture or deeper understanding about this part. Okay, so I am. So this is the author that was he is compared to a antique, a cell phone, and a necklace. So it was directed to the author. Did you get it? To make it more, create a vivid picture, right? So that is, so this is the example of metaphor. Next class. Next class is, next stanza is we have this, wait, this part. What do you think is the present figure of speech here? What I want is to be loved. What I need is to be loved. I need you to love me like your morning coffee. All right? We use the word like. So what can you say about it? Here again, I need you to love me like, again, your own office. Next, I need you to love me like your pillow at night. So what do you think is the present figure of speech here? So the figure of speech that is present here is simile. Why? Because we use the word like. Just compare two different things. I need you to love me like your morning coffee. So you are comparing yourself to a coffee, or the author comparing himself to a coffee, comparing himself to a office, and comparing himself to a pillow, right? So this is the example of simile. Next, we have here, what can you notice here? Okay, what can you notice in this part, class? So, forgive me, but I will write until I've used up all the words that I might possibly rhyme with your name. Forgive me, but I will write for you to forgive me. What is this? What can you notice in this part, class? Forgive me, but I will write for you to forgive me. So, before I forget, class, this irony, we in the figure of speech, we have the word irony, or figure of speech irony. So irony is a figure of speech that creates, all right, a contrast between what is said and what is meant. Okay, forgive me again, class. So this is the example of irony. Forgive me, but I will write for you to forgive me. So that is contrasting something, contrasting what is said and what is meant, right? Creates a contrast between, yeah, between this sentence. Forgive me, patawarin mo ako, but papatawarin mo rin ako. Ayun nga, patawarin mo ako, but I will write for you to forgive me. It doesn't make sense. Right? Yeah, so that a person who does not forgive will never be able to write, so, and so forth. So I will forgive you, but you must forgive me too. Again, this class is example of irony. because I will forgive you, but you must forgive me too. So there is a contrast between this sentence, right? Between I will forgive you, papatawarin kita, pero papatawarin mo rin ako. So there is a contrasting part here, right? So now let's have this two stanza again, class. So this is the example of irony because there is a contrasting part again, like this. I will, I forgive me for crying and I will forgive you for not shedding a tear. So there is contrasting. Like, papatawarin kita sa pag-iyak mo, pero papatawarin mo rin ako sa hindi ka pag-iyak. Like that. Forgive me for not letting go, and I will forgive you for not holding on. So this is the example of irony, class. So always remember that irony is a form of figure of speech that is contrasting, or yeah, contrasting something in the sentence or in the poem, right? Did you get it? Right. So beside irony, class, what can you notice here? So we have here this is the last one, the last one, the last one, the last one. So this is the example of repetition, because we can see that this phrase, the last one, the last one, the last one, was repeated. All right. And also this one, forgive me for, forgive me for, forgive me for, and so on and so forth. All right. We can see in this poem, class, we can see there is a lot of repetition here. All right. Like for love, let's make a pact. Another one is another example of repetition. Love, let's make a pact, like that. And this one also, I will forgive you for, etc. and etc. So that is or this is the example of repetition. Repeated two or more times. This is a repetition of word phrase. All right, two or more times. Okay. Oh, how about this, class? What can you notice here? Is there any figure of speech again? Yes, there is. What? So we have here I will start again at the very beginning. This one, I will start again at the very beginning. Another one, I will start again at the very beginning. And this one, I will start again. Can you notice here, class? So there is a repetition of phrase, right? So this is the example of repetition. Did you get it? Yeah. So overall, class, before I end this part, class, that always remember that if you love someone, you're gonna learn to let them go. Even though this is quite so hard for us, but if you see that this is the better way to letting go someone, then why not? All right. So why not you just write it in a poem, write a music to someone you really love the most, diba? Like how Juan Miguel Severo write a poem to his ex, even though he feel a lot of pain when he writing this poem. All right, always remember that you are loved, and we don't. I know that you are unique. All right, when you feel a lot of pain in life, always remember that there's someone that will treasure you, cherish you, love you, and respect you the most. Okay, so that's the moral thing that I've got here in this poem when I was studying it, when I reading it, and this poem is really highly recommended, class. Right? So I hope that you will read it again, right? For you to really understand this poem. Okay? So that's it, class. Thank you for listening to my demonstration. I hope that you learn a lot, even though I keep on stuttering, right? So I hope you um, learn a lot from it, reflect about it. Okay, so thank you guys for listening. Goodbye and God bless. Bye.